Hello, YouTube world. Hello. So YouTube is anti-human. Yeah. That's what I'm starting to that's what I'm starting to figure out. So let me explain what I mean by that. Well, first of all, I'm just getting my screen ready here, but there's a lot of anti-humanism going on in the world today. And where I really started to clue into that was with regard to the environmental movement. So, you know, and it's great to be concerned about the environment. It's important to be concerned about the environment in the sense that we want to take care of our living space. Oh, sheesh, maybe I should care about my environment here, right here. It needs to be cleaned up. But no, what I'm talking about is like so much of the environmental movement is about stigmatizing humanity. Like you have to feel guilty. You're made to feel guilty simply for living, okay? Because part of being alive is is eating, okay, and is pooing, defecating. You're going to consume resources, and you're going to put out waste, and both of those things are intensely demonized by the environmental movement. And that was when I saw that when I was in university. So I've been aware of that for a very long time. It was actually a very uber politically correct feminist who whose research clued me into that. I'd have to give her credit for that. Her name is Sarah Painter. She was my teaching assistant when I took a feminist course there at SFU. And her research at the time, what I know of it, what I remember she said of it was, she did a lot of research in India, but she was very critical of the concept, which was very popular at the time, of the ecological footprint. She did not like that. She did not like that concept because what she was saying is, well, you know, everybody has a footprint, and I just think that it's going against humanity to make people feel bad about their footprint. Like, you're gonna have a footprint, bitch. So why do we have to be made to feel bad about it? And I think she took it down an identity politics path with regard to third world countries like India. So, I guess saying that this discourse was especially stigmatizing people in India. I don't know about that. That part doesn't resonate with me. But just for people in general, of all, wherever they are, of all over the planet, whatever country they're in, whatever race they are, this concept of ecological footprint, it does. It makes you feel like you're not supposed to have a footprint, like you're gonna have a footprint. And she, and I've been very critical of feminism, right? But it doesn't mean that I reject it all. So I thought that was very useful, very helpful. It helped to awaken me to the pitfalls of environmentalism, which was saying there. And that's when I started to conceptualize, well, humanity is part of the environment. Like, people are part of the earth, and everything that is a part of the earth has a footprint. Like, all the other animals have impacts on the environment as well. But the way that the planet works is that those impacts are like other systems rely on them. So the planet has a way of taking care of that. So that's when I started to just say, well, this is BS. I don't really need to be worried about my footprint. I don't really need to be worried about the mess that I'm leaving behind, because something else will find that useful and helpful and even critical to its survival. And I also don't need to feel guilty about the resources that I'm consuming. I don't need to feel guilt for being alive, right? Which is what environmentalism makes you makes you feel guilty about. Um, Within reason. Okay, so that doesn't mean carte blanche to make a huge inconsiderate mess. Okay, but when you're of limited means as it is, you're not going to be able to anyways. So pretty much anyone who is lower middle class or below does not need to worry about that kind of stuff, because we're not in a position to be able to be consuming that many resources and making that much waste to have a seriously detrimental impact. So the people who should feel guilty about those kinds of things are the super rich. Yeah, the exact people who have been lecturing us about how we need to feel guilty. They're the ones. But most people don't need to worry about that stuff. Like, don't feel guilty for being alive, bitch. um, and then I started cluing into, well, I mean, COVID-19 opened my eyes also to how deep this anti-humanist agenda really is. And of course, the discourse about overpopulation and then that leads into talking about birth control, and then that leads into abortion. All of that is very profoundly anti-human as well. So I'm not worried about any of those things. Like, I'm not worried about overpopulation. I used to be, and I realized that that's just all silliness. Really, it's manipulation. Okay, so there's an anti-human, but there's definitely an anti-human agenda coming from top levels of society. I believe that well, I'm not going to get into that right now. I don't really know about that. But it's possible. It's possible that there's a group of people at the very top of society that want to do away with most of humanity because they want to have the planet to themselves. And they haven't been able to because they rely on a lot of humanity to exist, to provide them with the things that they need, basically to be workers for them. But that's why there's been this tremendous push for AI and bots and to replace the functions of that are usually performed by human beings. And yeah, so they want to basically create the planet to be a nature preserve, a big park, and a few little spots here and there where people live, but for the most part to have the planet to be untouched by humanity, and so that it could be. But that's not real. That's not real. That's fake. That's turning the planet literally into a park, right? Because humanity is part of the planet. We have a right to be here. We don't need to feel guilty about it. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit off track. Just looking at like, and I was recently listening to somebody else talking about this too, and she's really influenced my thinking about it too. I mean, once you see it everywhere. There's a very profound anti-human discourse that kind of weaves its way through so much that's going on right now. Okay, so I want to show you my screen, because what I'm actually talking about here is my YouTube stats. Yes, I'm complaining about YouTube stats again, because I think what is at play here is they don't like me. YouTube doesn't like me because I'm human, basically, is what it comes down to. Let's show you. So just looking at my channel, looking at my under the hood of my channel in YouTube Studio, I lost a subscriber last night. Okay, whatever. And But over here, we can see, let me just see what's going on over here. It's so cold outside, it feels like it's snowing. I don't know if it is. My last video is for a song by Robin, Hang With Me, and I've got my video for it playing on the screen, and then but the video is me singing along with it. So you can hear her singing and then me singing as well. And I'm not a terribly good singer, but I think I did a pretty good job. Like, it's not like spectacular. It's not like to the levels of, oh my God, Celine Dion, this person needs to be a famous singer. No. But it's not bad. Like, I'm carrying the tune. And, which is impressive, because I'm not really people think I'm a terrible singer, right? Like, I'm not that bad in it. I'm carrying the tune, and I'm injecting my personality. Like, you can see that I'm passionate about it. Like, I'm singing it with emotion. With like, you can see it in my face as I'm singing it. And so, I'm human. And this video has received 7 views, and it's been up for a few days now. And you can see all my other videos have significantly more than that. And so I'm just asking myself, like, what is going on here? What went wrong with this video? And there's a common theme that I've noticed. The more of myself that I put out into any given piece of content, the less love that content gets. So basically, anytime that my image would appear in a video or on the screen, that content takes a hit in terms of popularity. Just like, I don't have to be singing. It could be no sound coming from me whatsoever, but just my image of myself will cause that video to not get as many views. Or if I'm doing a live stream and say there's some video going on the screen that's not me, but then if I start appearing on the screen, immediately people leave. Immediately, and I use the term people loosely because a lot of these are bots, they're AI accounts. But immediately, like, I'll see it on my screen as soon as I show up on screen in the live stream. Like, the number of views starts to drop off. That's true of YouTube and of Rumble. Okay, so then if I escalate that, and now it's not just my image, but now you're hearing my voice, then I'll lose even more views. And if I'm singing, like, contributing to the music with my voice, even more. Like, that's like, okay, so I'm showing my image and I'm singing. Like, it's doomed right there, because I'm putting so much of myself into it that it just goes down in popularity. The less of me that is in something, the more popular it is, right? So this video down here that got over 2,000 views before hitting a wall, because I'm not allowed to have any viral content. Like, it makes no sense that it was getting 1,000 views a day and then now nothing, practically. Like, you would think it would get a little bit more, like, but whatever. There's nothing really of me in this video. You don't see my image. You don't hear me. I did not make this artwork. Vincent van Gogh did. Like, I'm pretty much as far removed from this piece of content here as you can get, and it was wildly successful. But if I'm in it, then it wouldn't be so successful. And if my likeness, my image, and my voice are both in it, and it's my singing voice, not just me talking, boy, I mean, it's just not going to get off the ground. And sometimes I fall. Okay, so we've seen that. You see what I'm talking about, right? I'm going to come back to the screen now. Um, Sometimes I fall into a trap of taking that personal and thinking, oh, well, they don't like me. And I just have to realize it's not personal against me. It's not that the world has an issue, because I mean it's not just YouTube. This would seem to be like people in general, or AI accounts that are on YouTube, that they don't like me. But I don't think that's the case. I think that I am human, and unapologetically so. And the more of my humanity that I put out there, the more of my humanity that I would be injecting into my content, the less love that it gets on social media like YouTube and Rumble. And I would say that's precisely because of this anti-human agenda that is at play from a very high level. And these YouTube and Rumble serve that agenda. So, because they serve an anti-human agenda, the more of my humanity that I would be injecting in any given piece of content, the less receptive those platforms are going to be to that. I think that's what's going on. And so, with that information in my head, that I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Like I'm more inclined to inject my I'm more inclined to inject my humanity. Fucking thing. I'm more inclined to inject my humanity into my content, with knowing that, But I'm not really going to sit around deliberately. I'm not really going to think about it too much. Like, I'll still do videos where I'm not in them too. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not really going to think about it too much. But I'm not going to take it personal either. So I just realized that this is part of a very evil, anti-human agenda. And so the way to react to that is to basically ignore it, because there's nothing I can really do about it too much. Not feed into it, and speak out against it where I see it, and inject a little bit more of my humanity than I otherwise would, just to like stick it to them. But but for the most part, I wouldn't really even. I'm not going to go crazy with that either, because I don't want to be reacting to it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But I mean, it is anybody who is watching this, who may be watching this, who is a human being, like not a robot, bot AI account, maybe help me out. It would be nice to help me out. Take a look at that video by Robin, the song by Robin, Hang With Me. Listen to my singing in it, and react however you're going to react, like how a human would react. So react how you feel that you want to react. If you don't like it, if you like it, whatever reaction you want to have. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up and share it, But just like, even if you don't like it, I mean, to check it out, because I think that's helpful to combating this anti-human agenda. But I think I think I'm not too bad in it. I think I'm pretty fucking good in it. Let's actually play it right now. That's a good idea. Okay, and then I'm going to end this live stream.
Will you tell me once again how we're gonna be just friends?
I just want to say one thing. I was just ending the live stream. I was just ending the live stream. Literally as I was ending the live stream, literally as I was playing my video that I said wasn't getting views because it's got me in it and I'm a human and YouTube is anti-human. Literally as that video was ending, somebody came in to watch. It would be consistent with what I was saying. So when I'm here, something of me is here that has a depressing effect on the stats. As soon as I'm not in the content, that will attract views. There's a profoundly anti-human agenda at play on YouTube, and it's dystopian and disturbing, but it is reality that we're in right now. Peace out.